Today's making sense question: will I owe income taxes? Perfect timing for this conversation as the calendar years, come to 2022. Will I owe income taxes? That is a very complex situation that I'm not going to be able to answer on yes or no, just because it's very much circumstantial based. What I'm going to do is kind of give some high level concepts of what it means to when you possibly will owe income taxes versus how does taxes really work. At the end of the day, you typically pay taxes, income taxes, on the profits of your company, of your business, right? So you're not going to pay income taxes on the revenues you bring in. You're going to pay income taxes on revenues, less expenses, and what's left over. If it's profitable above zero, you'll owe taxes on that. If it's below zero, you won't owe taxes on that from an income tax standpoint. That's the most simplest form that I can discuss, like in that manner, right? There's a lot of nuances of deductions and depreciation and loss carry forwards and different things that come up, but that's the basis of income taxes, okay? Now, a couple other things are, there's a ton of different taxes, right? There's income taxes, there's franchise taxes, payroll taxes, sales taxes. A couple other things you need to be aware of is that depending upon the state, right, or the jurisdiction that you reside in, you may not owe income taxes to, that state or that jurisdiction, right? Because of the rules in that state, you may owe income taxes to the federal, IRS. But in, like, for example, the state of Tennessee, they don't have individual income tax. And so if you're a pass-through entity, which again I'm not going to get down that realm, the individuals in that state don't owe taxes. But that being said, the way they get around that in the state is that they basically require you to pay a franchise tax and an excise tax, which is another forms of tax, right? Based upon either your revenues or your profits and how they're calculated. So there could be nuances that exist. Clearly, this is much more of a situation for a reliant and reliable tax CPA to help you handle those items. The other thing from an income tax standpoint, the other thing to be clear about is owing taxes, at your local jurisdiction. Some localities require income taxes, like some big cities do, but also then a lot of locations require business licenses, which basically, again, every city and town could have different ways of calculating the amount of money that you owe. Some of them are based upon gross receipts or gross revenues, basically, and then you have to pay a 3%, 5%, 0.005% number of that. That's basically a tax, right? They call it business license, but it's a tax to support local operations of that jurisdiction. So will I owe income taxes is a much bigger conversation. At the base level, again, in the traditional sense of income taxes, you owe income taxes on the profits of your company, revenue less expenses. You don't owe income taxes on the revenues of your company, right? This is at the federal level and at most states, or a lot of states, right? But be conscious of other taxes that exist that kind of mirror income taxes, business licenses, franchise taxes, excise taxes, et cetera, that you should be conscious about. A lot of complexities in there. Again, I want to kind of give you a high level and baseline. Please consult, a tax CPA. Hope you learned a few things today. Thanks for listening to Making Sense.